Hello, Taurus. This is your end of September tarot reading for end of September 2020. What we'll be doing is using electronic eTarots, tarot deck. Reason why I like the electronic tarot decks is you don't have to worry about the cards themselves fitting in your hands. Sometimes what I find with a lot of readers is that if they're not able to handle the deck because of size, volume of cards, that sort of thing, cards will fall out. And you don't know whether it's because the universe wanted them to fall out or because the reader just is not able to handle the cards themselves. The other thing to keep in mind is that it's the reader that's important, not the cards. The cards are a method for the universe to trigger a recognition of a pattern that for the reader to see. So the universe flows through everything, and that includes electronic cards. So it really doesn't matter whether it's physical or electronic. Anyway, so I do not use reverse cards. These are all going to be upright, and we'll go from there. I've been shuffling these cards, reinitiating the random number generator. And now what we'll do is we'll cut and draw the cards for your reading. Okay, so this is your deck. Now, this first card here represents you, not your situation that you're currently in, but who you are, what this particular reading is about, what the message is that the universe wants you to know and to have as part of you for the end of September. In this case, a very nice card. This is the Sun card. It's the 19th card of the Major Arcana. It's about warmth, it's about happiness, it's about new projects having gone well, things have grown. It gives you the feeling of you're in the beginning of summer, the beginning of everything coming to harvest and everything there. It's a really nice card that everybody really likes. There's a lot of warmth. It's the universe looking down on you and smiling on you. So you're currently in a good situation. Sorry, just wanted to write something down here. What you'll see here is that you're riding high. You're riding on the horse. The sunflowers have a number of different symbolisms. You have growth. Sunflowers often talk about some formulation of new ideas. You have the warmth of the sun coming down, almost like a benevolent God, for lack of a better term. It's the universe basically saying, you are in a good place right now. So this is a nice way to start the end of September, Taurus. The second card, this card will talk about the past, and it talks about what you're bringing into this environment, into this time frame. It's about the basis for what you've been growing and developing. So remember, you're in a good place right now. This will talk about where you came from. And it looks to me like you were doing a bit of a balancing act coming into this period. You had a few things on the go. You had some bigger projects, some smaller projects, some that were coming in sooner than later. The man that's balancing the coins, he's balancing them and looking towards the bigger project that's closer, that's coming up on completion. So I would suggest that what you're dealing with when you look at the pattern, and that's basically what I deal with my readings, is look for patterns. what I see here is you're in a good place, and probably because in the past you were focused on that bigger project, and the results are starting to show. As a result, you're in a good place. You've had a balancing act which you've been able to pull off, even though this man is on one foot. He is in a good place. This green ribbon is basically the symbol for the universe. It's that sideways 8 that's meant to communicate that to you. So this is the universe saying that you've been balancing all that's been going on, and you've done well. You've done good. You've come together. So that was what is the basis of where you came from. Now, this card is the present, is where you are right now, the circumstances you are in that surrounds you. You yourself are in a good place, mentally, emotionally, that sort of thing. But that's just you. You can't control everything around you. This card is the present and what's around. So around you, this is unusual. Some people will say that this is a time frame of 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. But the traditional tarot has this more as sorrow. You have the cards piercing the heart, the rain representing the tears, that sort of thing. That's an unusual card to have around you at the same time that you're in a good place. So it's almost like there may be others around you that are not happy, that are filled with sorrow for some reason. I don't get the sense that this is you. I get the sense that this is somebody else. You can't have the sun card for yourself, for your own internal being, and at the same time being sorrowful, unless it's a situation where you don't recognize how good you have it. And that may be the case for some of you out there, where you're sad, but you really don't have a reason to be sad. I suspect that this is not so much about you as it is about there's someone around you that's not happy, that's very sad. So I'm wondering whether there was some activity in the past, very solid, that was for you very solid, but it brought you into the presence of somebody that is not happy. This card is the future. It's what's going to happen basically for the next few weeks for the end of this cycle. These are the things that you're going to be dealing with. And we're talking about the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is new beginnings. And typically the wand talks about business or for ventures or activities. The Swords is all about action. Cups is all about the emotions, beginning of new feelings. Coins is about finances. This is about some sort of project or opportunity that you are working, that is going to be coming towards you. There's lots of growth associated with this, and it's being handed to you by the divine, by the universe. There's plenty of greenery around you, but there's not much that's been built up. So you have fertile land for which to build up and grow in and to develop something. Something has been done a bit in the past. You see a bit of a castle in the background, but by and large, what you're seeing here is fertile opportunity for you to work on. So I look at what you have here, and the one strange card in this entire reading is the Three of Swords. You were stable. You were doing a balancing act of different things. You're in a good place yourself, and you have good opportunity, a new opportunity presenting itself to you in the near future, at the end of September. This one card, more and more, I'm looking at this reading, and I don't think it's you. I think there's somebody around you that's not happy. That's not. I'm wondering whether there's been a decision about travel. I'm wondering whether you made some sort of decision in the past to move or to travel, maybe overseas, maybe a bit of a distance. And that, as a result, when you made that decision, you now have a situation where somebody else other than you, it was a good decision for you, it's going to bring you opportunities, but somebody around you isn't happy. That, that actually kind of makes sense looking at this pattern. This card is your beliefs. These are the beliefs that apply to you in this current situation. This is the beliefs that will bring you through the current and the next few weeks. And in this case, this belief system, you believe in partnerships, you believe in twosomes, in groups. This is a man and a woman together. The man is reaching towards the woman. It's about partnership. It's about marriage. It's about companionship. It's about two acting as one. So when I look at this, I'm wondering whether there's a partner and that this partner is the one that's not happy. Whereas with you, you believe in this partnership. You believe that it's you and another person. It's not just about you by yourself. And you may be happy with the decision and there may be good opportunities coming to you. But maybe the other person is not happy by having to do the travel or the move or some aspect of the decision that's been made. So I would suggest that you have a sit down and reach out, like this young man is doing. Reach out to your partner, to the other person that's involved in this, and have a conversation and understand where this is coming from. And try and bring the sunshine from you, how it's being for you, and put it into that other person. And keep in mind, this is not about, whenever you have a partnership, it's not about just you. It's always about doing what's best for the both of you. And maybe there's some way of adjusting or doing something like that for this other person. This next card is the hope and expectations that you have for the upcoming period of time. I'm wondering whether this will have to do with potential new business and the decision that you've made. Yeah. So what this is, you'll notice the pentacles. The Knights are all about action, movement, doing things. And when you look at other Knight cards, what you'll see is there's different paces. In this case, this is a Knight of Pentacles that has plowed the fields, that has planted the seeds, and is now methodically watching things grow. It's a slow but steady pace of what's going on. It's not like rushing into anything. It's just a steady evolution of what's going on. So when I look at that card, again, this card makes sense from everything I'm seeing here, where you made a decision, a balancing act. It's going to bring forth new opportunities, but you yourself are sitting there, you've done your job of planting those seeds, and now you're waiting to see what grows and comes of it. Very interesting. Yeah, this all works very well together. This is the one card that I think is somebody else. The more I read this reading, this is about somebody else. And finally, this card is about when you finish the end of September, what you're going to come away with, what lesson you've learned. And when I say what you come away with, it's what is not necessarily something monetary or material world. Could be knowledge, could be information, it's a lesson. And in this case, you're going to come away understanding that everything wasn't as good as you thought it was. There's good stuff that you had, but you're going to be upset by some the things that were lost or didn't come through as you thought they were. Everything's still green. You have a steady flowing river. You're steadily moving forward. There's a bridging effect going on. And what you're doing is you're just looking at the things that didn't happen without understanding the things that you still have as a result of. And that again makes a lot of sense here, because these wands, these opportunities, those are those cups behind the person. I suspect this sorrow is going to create, it's going to lessen you're right now you feel good about the decision you made, but the sorrow from the other person is going to take away from that. So what you have from here is, this is what's been taken away from that feeling good about that decision. You still have a lot of good here. You still have a lot of abundance, a lot of things going on. You've bridged to the other person. You've reached out, but now you're tempering how you feel about what's been going on. So, by and large, what I would suggest this reading, at the end of the day, isn't so much about the decision you made and the opportunities that are going to come. It's about you reaching out to the other person and bringing them into this decision and making sure that it works for everybody. I've been married a long time. And what I've found is that there are things that I would have liked to have done that wouldn't have been best for my wife, my kids. So I make different decisions. They're not as good decisions for me, but they're good for everybody around me. So as a result, these are the things that I end up wanting to. There's no regrets, but it's not as good as where I could have been, if you know what I mean. I'm happy with my decisions. I've turned around and I've looked at those cups, but I realize it could have been different. Anyway, Taurus, that's my reading for you for the end of September. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line, leave a comment. Click the subscribe button if you like this reading. And if you want to book a personal reading, please go to my website. The link is in the description below. Thanks, and I hope you have a good September.